In this question, we have been given an acceleration time graph and we are supposed to find the change in velocity of the object in the time interval from 0 to 4 seconds. To solve this question, just remember the basic logic. Area under the acceleration time graph gives us the change in velocity. And that is why to find the total change in velocity, all we need to do is find the area under the graph. And area under the graph means area between this line x-axis and the y-axis. So which means this triangle area is what we are supposed to find. Now, this is a right angle triangle having the base length as 4 units and the height is 4 units. So let's write down area of this triangle will be half base into height. Base is 4, height is 4. And if we solve this, we will get 8 as the answer. Now, in the options, that would mean option B and C are definitely wrong. But both option A and option D have the value of 8 meters per second. So which one do we check? That is very easy. So since we have found the area to be 8, but this entire region is above the x-axis and that is why the area would be positive. Hence the change in velocity would be positive 8. Hence D is the answer. A similar question to the previous one. Here we have a graph which is acceleration time and we have to find the magnitude of the change in velocity from 0 to 3 seconds. The same principle, area under the acceleration time graph will give us change in velocity. But the time is important. We are supposed to only focus between 0 and 3 seconds. So t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 3 seconds. So first of all, we need to go to that point in the graph, which is at t is equal to 3 seconds, which means this point. Now, all we need to do is from this point, we need to draw a dotted line, which is perpendicular to the x-axis. So let's do that. First, let me label this as point P and let us draw a dotted line starting from the point P perpendicular to the x-axis. And now we need to find the area between the graph, the x-axis and the dotted line which I have just drawn. And that area is very easy to find. All we need to do is first find the area of this right angle triangle and then add the area of this rectangle. In this triangle, the height is 10 units and the base is 2 units. So let me write down. Area of the triangle will be half into 2 into 10. If we solve this, we will get 10. So 10 is the area of the triangle. Coming to the rectangle, the base length is 1 units, 3 minus 2 is 1, and the height is 10. So area of the rectangle will be base into height, which is 1 into 10, which comes out as 10. Hence, the total area will be 10 plus 10, which gives us 20. And that's why we can say the change in velocity of the object between 0 and 3 seconds is 20 meters per second, which means option C is the right answer. In this question, we have been given an acceleration time graph and we are supposed to find the velocity time graph for the first 10 seconds of the motion. If it is given that the object has started from rest, which means the initial velocity of the object is 0. So how do we approach such questions? The logic is simple. If you have been given an acceleration time graph, area under that graph will give us the change in velocity. Now, let us consider 0 to 5 seconds. Let us try to find the area under this graph. So from this point, which is at t is equal to 5, if we draw a dotted line perpendicular to the x-axis, let us draw that line. And then we are supposed to find the area of this rectangle. Now, the base of this rectangle is 5 units and the height of the rectangle is 2, which means the area is 5 into 2, which comes out as 10. Hence, I can write the change in velocity from 0 to 5 seconds, that is equal to 10 units. Change in the velocity, remember, is final velocity minus initial velocity, and that we have figured out to be 10. Initial velocity of the object is equal to 0 since the question has specified object is starting from rest. So initial speed is 0. This implies we can say the final velocity of the object at the end of 5 seconds, that will be 10 meters per second. And let us try to depict that in a velocity time graph. What we have deduced so far is that at time t is equal to 5 seconds, the velocity is 10. So first of all, we plot both of these points on the x and y axis. And then what we are going to do, we are going to draw dotted lines starting from these 2 points, but parallel to the x and y axis like this. So one dotted line is parallel to the x axis, but starting from the point 10. The second dotted line is from the point 5, but that dotted line is parallel to the y axis. Now, the point where these 2 dotted lines are intersecting, that is the point where the graph is going to terminate at the end of 5 seconds. Initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 10. So all we need to do is just draw a straight line connecting the origin to this point. And why have we drawn a straight line and not a curve to connect these 2 points? The reason for that is acceleration is constant from 0 to 5 seconds. As you can see in the graph, from 0 to 5, acceleration is 2 meters per second square. And since acceleration is constant and acceleration is nothing but the gradient of a velocity time graph. So from 0 to 5 seconds, if the acceleration is constant, that means the graph for the velocity should be a straight line having a positive gradient. And why positive gradient? Since acceleration is positive too. Now applying the same logic for 5 to 10 seconds, now if you consider this big rectangle, let us try to figure out the area of this rectangle. Base of this rectangle is 10 minus 5, which is 5 units, and the height is 4. So area of the rectangle will be 5 multiplied by 4, which gives us 20. And now let me write here, area of this rectangle is 20. Now remember the basic concept. Area under the acceleration time graph gives us the change in velocity, which means I can write delta V for 5 to 10 seconds. That will be equal to 20, which we have figured out. Change in velocity is final velocity minus initial velocity, which comes out as 20. Now be careful. While we are dealing with this rectangle, the time we are considering is from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. Hence, 5 seconds is the start point. Velocity of the object at t is equal to 5, we have found as 10 meters per second. And that is why over here, initial velocity, we will write 10 and not 0. See, in the previous case, we had taken initial velocity to be 0 because the initial point was t is equal to 0. And at t is equal to 0, it was mentioned that the object is starting from rest. But if we are considering this big rectangle, we are starting from t is equal to 5. Hence, 5 is the initial point. And in this formula, initial velocity would be the velocity at the end of 5 seconds, which is 10 meters per second. So V initial will be 10. So let's put Vi as 10. This will come out as 20. And if we solve this expression, the final velocity will come out as 30. Hence, now we can say that at the end of 10 seconds, the object would be traveling at a speed of 30 meters per second. Let us plot that on the same graph. So at the end of 10 seconds, final velocity is 30. So first of all, we are going to plot t is equal to 10 and velocity being 30. So like in the previous case, we'll draw two dotted lines which are going to intersect at this point. And then all we need to do is just connect this point to this point. And hence the velocity time graph will look like this. Now, as you can observe, the graph in both these cases is a straight line, but from 5 to 10 seconds, the line is a lot steeper, which means the gradient of this graph is much steeper than in the first case. And why is that? Because the magnitude of acceleration was greater from 5 to 10 seconds. Let me repeat, from 0 to 5 seconds, acceleration was 2, which means the gradient of this graph needs to be 2. From 5 to 10 seconds, the acceleration is 4, which means the new gradient should be 4. And 4 is greater than 2. And that is why this second line is a lot steeper than the first line. And that is how we draw a velocity time graph for such questions.